Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for supporting Crossroads. I'd like to call up Mr. Melvin Deal of African Heritage Dance and Drama. Everyone knows Melvin. So just read the bio sketch in the program. But I'm just going to say some personal things about Melvin. I love this man. He is a mover and shaker in Washington, D.C. He is every superlative that I can imagine, that I can say. He's a pioneer as far as African dance is concerned in the country. And he has done so much to raise the consciousness of people in Washington, D.C. regarding Africa and African culture. Because it's through things like dance and music and song and art that you really see that you love Africa. It was through Melvin Deal. It was as a result of Melvin Deal that I actually participated in Crossroads Africa, because I was a student of Melvin's at his studio on Georgia Avenue, which was across from Howard University. And I happened to see a flyer one day at the studio. You know, Melvin's studio was a meeting place for everything that had to do with Africa in Washington, D.C. And so people would put flyers there and bring a lot of information around. And I picked up a flyer that said, "Are you interested in living and working in Africa for the summer? If you are, come to Howard University and meet people from Operation Crossroads Africa." Excuse me. And at that time, I had 2 school-aged children and a husband. And I said, I think I want to do this. And it was only because of Melvin. I mean, just a total sense of spirituality pushed me there. When I went there, I met Harold Cook. Harold doesn't remember this. And I met one of the dearest friends that both Melvin and I have ever had, and that was Dr. Reggie Lay Simmons, who passed about 5 years ago and who also was a Crossroads. We loved Reggie. Reggie was there. After the presentation, I went up and said, I'm not going to be able to do this because I've got bills, and I've got a mortgage, and I got a husband, and I've got 2 children. And he said, well, you shouldn't have come here in the first place. If any of you know Reggie, you know he'd say that. So Reggie said, I can help you go if you really want to go, but you're going to have to work for it. And then it turned out that Reggie and Melvin were very, very good friends. And Reggie was also a student of Melvin's at African Heritage. So it was all one big circle. Melvin is celebrating his 51st year of being founder and director of African Heritage Dance. And certainly, he's in the spirit of Dr. Robinson as a pioneer and a movement shaker. I love this man. He has done so much for my spirit. He's my friend. He's my mentor. He's my dance teacher. He's my spiritual father. He's everybody to me. And I am so blessed that I know this man. I am so proud to be able to present this award to him. I hope these glasses work. They're from the dollar store, so I might have to. Mr. Melvin Deal of African Heritage Dancers and Drummers, Inc., the Operation Crossroads Africa, Inc. alumni, present this in grateful recognition of your half-century of legendary service to the cultural life of Washington, D.C. as a master of African dance dedicated to the performance and preservation of that art. We love you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Paula. Good evening, everyone. One of the principles of African culture is greeting. And when you Teresa, when you are acknowledging the God in them and you are acknowledging the fact that God has allowed you to live and have breath, to see that person as well as yourself. I'd like to give honor to God, to our ancestors, to Dr. Robinson for his vision, for two ladies who are deceased, the Coffee sisters, Marty Coffee Collison and Mary Coffee. Those ladies were ardent supporters of Crossroads Africa, as well as the efforts of Melvin and many other young African Americans in the community in terms of things African. I'd like to give thanks to my family, my parents, for all that they did to prepare me to have the discipline to go on the odyssey that I have embraced for the last 50 years. The proverb is, culture is greater than we are. What you learn as a child stays for life. And another proverb says, family never dies. Although they may be physically gone, the connection stays. In the beginning of my odyssey as an Africanist, I saw the beauty and innocence of our people in the South. And I said, if anyone can welcome you with as much innocence and love as the people in the South, then I have to go where that came from. The effort was to teach my fellow African Americans that they were human beings and that they had a perspective of personhood. And regardless of what slavery had done to them, that they were still very noble. The experience that one has through Crossroads Africa and all other African experiences is that we are taken to the cup of humanity, which means when people act like human beings, they are thankful and grateful for all that they have. When you don't have water each day, you think of how you can get it. When you don't have food or shelter or medical care, you think of how you can get it. And when you live in a nation where this is available to you in abundance every day, you become jaded and you become grateful for nothing. And therefore, being ungrateful for all the things that you are seemingly assured of, that we can turn to something that reminds us of the way we were. That we were people who cared, who would give your last bowl of rice and your last bowl of soup to a visitor. And that you would give your last glass of water, knowing that you want people to speak well of you when they went home. When I went to the villages in Africa, the people say, we want something of you as you ask of us. You say you want us to teach you the dance and the music, and we will do this and give you all that you require. But this is what we will require of you. They said, when you go home, tell the people that we have treated you well, that we have treated you with love, and that we have accepted you as one of our own. Let them know that we love them, and we wait for them to return with gifts, as we have given, so they must give also. So this has been my guiding force for all these 51 years, to teach little children to be humans, to focus and pay attention, to mind their own business, which is the discipline of our culture, to keep their hands to themselves and to respect others, to wash themselves each day that they might be clean and wholesome in the sight of God, to respect the drum and the dance which does not lie, and to be happy and to give thanks to God and ancestors from whence they have come. This is what I do daily. It is not a stranger to me, and at 65 years old, people say, how do you continue to dance the way you do? I say, very carefully. So I want to thank Crossroads Africa for this opportunity to receive this award. Know that I will cherish it with all the other awards that I have. And you may call upon me as long as I have breath on the earth. I will serve you. When I leave, you may call upon my spirit, and I will respond. Thank you, and may God bless you all.
Runaway Slaves Production. Alright.
Nigeria.
Record Glam.
Mama Africa. Ooh, yeah.
Fallen heroes, see them again. Fallen heroes, you feeling the pain. Fallen heroes, see them again. Fallen heroes, see them again.